You're really going to like this today, I do believe. Not because of me, but because the gentleman sitting next to me, Will Heller. Will, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Give you a little background on Will. St. Francis grad, outstanding football, did a great job, made playoff run, had really good teams. But that led you, Will, to another sports career. You lift weights in football, right? That's what you do.
Yes.
And so you pick it up from there. You did weightlifting as an outstanding football player at St. Francis, and how did that lead you into this next career? And tell us what the career is.
Sure. So going into my senior year of football, I started doing weightlifting training. I actually fell in love with it a lot. Once the season had ended, I started training 5 or 6 days a week. Competed at my first youth national championships, took fourth after training weightlifting for about 3 months, and got a scholarship to the Olympic training site in Marquette, Michigan. After that, I accepted the offer there, and the rest was history. I went up there, started having success, fought through a couple injuries my freshman year, but was lucky enough to get a selection to the University Pan American Games for Team USA. This past fall. I had a very good competition there, was able to represent my country well, took a silver medal, and also medaled at various national events.
I don't know if there's anything cooler than as an athlete to be able to represent your country. How does that make you feel?
It's definitely an amazing feeling, something that I never thought I would actually get the chance to do. Just wearing the red, white, and blue, having that, USA singlet with your last name across the back, it's like, whoa, like this is for real.
Is that a goosebump kind of thing?
A little bit. The hair shoots up on your skin and all that, yeah.
Yeah.
And going out there and when they call you at the introductions and they say your name and they say your country, it's like, this is go time. Like this is the big leagues.
Will, how much has weightlifting changed? Because I'm a million years old. And back in the day when I played football, you go in there and you do a couple things and a couple things, but there was no real instruction. There was no real training.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, okay, I lifted for a little while today. It's a totally different deal today. It's a science. Kind of take us into the changes of weightlifting.
Sure. So my training, I train 6 days a week, 8 to 9 practices depending on how I'm feeling. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays are the days with double practices. So I'll wake up, go train, go to class, and then go and train again on those days. It's a lot of both the competition movements, the snatches and clean and jerks, main accessory movements, squats, pushes, pull, stuff like that, and then various accessory training. Practices usually total about 3 to 3.5 hours a day.
This thing is heavy, right?
Yes.
So you and I, we go over there together. I'm thinking, okay, it would be a nice backdrop, right? So Will gets on one side and I get on the other. I just move it a little bit and go, whoa. And Will he just picks it up and he goes, I'm okay, how about you? And obviously I wasn't, so we had to push it. But is the training part, is that also combined with the foods that you eat and all of those things? Is it a complete 24-hour cycle of what you eat, what you drink, how much sleep you get?
Yes.
Is it that intense?
Yes, it really is a day in, day out thing. I sleep usually about 10 hours a night. I try to get maybe a 45-minute nap in during the day. I consume typically around 55 to 5,800 calories a day across 4 meals and different snacks. I also sauna 4 times a week for half an hour to aid in recovery. I don't really do much else that's physically intensive to make sure that I'm recovering well.
Well, I couldn't do your workout, but I could consume your calories with you. If you need a guy to, next time you're in town to really get some calories going, give me a call, Will, because I think that I could possibly get that done. All right, so that's intense. You just laid this out. You got an Olympic training scholarship. You're going to school, kinesiology, right?
Exercise science.
Yeah, which is extremely complicated. How do you get the time to balance the academics with this intense training?
Yeah, so it was pretty simple for me once I got to college and realized that free time is not really much of your thing anymore. Usually I do some free time in the evenings that I'll usually spend with my head in a book or studying various papers, going through material, stuff like that. Just using whatever time I have available to make sure that I'm getting on top of my grades. Very fortunate to have a good GPA right now. Looking forward to hopefully getting into grad school after my undergrad is complete. Just making sure that I'm using my time wisely because ultimately I'm there to get a degree because I won't be able to lift weights forever.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I try to tell young people, Will, when they to get involved in a lot of things, extracurricular activities, because I think one thing leads you to another. The thing you're in currently might not be your thing totally, but it could open the door to the thing that is your thing. And by that I mean you were a standout in football at St. Francis. I remember you back in the BCSN days. Like I said, good teams, playoffs, all that stuff. O-line.
Yes,
Yep,
sir.
yeah, okay. But that led you to this weightlifting now that you're on an Olympic track, and so something does lead to something, right?
Yes.
Now, when you're all done, what will you do with kinesiology? What do you want to do with that?
Yeah, so I want to be a strength and conditioning coach, hopefully in the high school or college age, kind of to help young kids develop and learn the skills that I learned that they're going to take with far past their time under a barbell.
I think getting that foundational start with great academics
Yes.
and people that care and look after you athletically, which I know that you had with the success in football. And also we should bring up too, Will, I know you have great parents, and the parental support is, in what you're doing, parental support is so important because you need that constant reinforcement, don't you?
Yes, and it's difficult being away from my family, 10, 11 months out of the year, but my parents were very supportive when I came to them and told them that, hey, I'm not going to play football in college. I want to go to the Olympic training side. I want to weightlift. And they said, do what's going to make you happy. And ultimately, I found a lot of success with this, and I'm very grateful for the support and the support of this entire community.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention your dad, who's a great broadcaster at the University of Toledo, Jim Eller.
Yes.
Legendary voice, legendary broadcaster. And you actually, if you ever want to do a little broadcasting, you actually have the same, people ever tell you kind of the same pipes as your dad.
A little bit.
Yeah, you got that deep resonance,
Yeah.
which that translates on TV and it translates on radio. Will, you should be so proud of yourself. We're very proud of you. We're looking forward to the day that we see the USA and Heller on the back and the music is playing. So we'll keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks so much.